Gold Squad TV. What up? What up? What up? It's been a long time, y'all. I want to do a couple videos when I still got the data for it. You know, that won't be happening much longer once I get situated. But the Lakers recently didn't make the playoffs. They missed the play-in game, and they're not making the playoffs this year. It's been a disaster year with Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, Lebron James, and the whole crew. Carmelo Anthony and so forth. If you remember, I did a video over the summer basically saying that this wasn't going to work, that they were going to be a first round out. It ended up being worse than that. But how does this look on LeBron James? Because you see, for me, in my opinion, I don't care what numbers, he was still good enough to put 29 up, 30 points up a game this year. That doesn't mean shit to me. And the reason why I say that is because I feel in a lot of ways, this dude gets away with the idea of being able to, he was the dude that got teams to the finals every year. Not to mention he had Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, all in their primes in different moments and different times of his career. He had Ray Allen, who hit the big three-point shot to help him win his second title. You can make the argument, as great as LeBron James is as an individual player, as the GOAT title, that's long gone. That's not happening. Y'all need to just let that go. LeBron James will never be better than Michael Jordan in any way, shape, or form. I will give him his flowers, though. For him to, I'll tell you what I do admire about LeBron James is his dedication to stay in shape, his dedication to put the work in, his dedication to be the best player he could be as an individual, being that he doesn't get hurt very often outside of maybe the last 2-3 years. The fact that he's about to be 38 this December, it really kind of gives you a new perspective of how athletes should take care of their bodies and be able to preserve themselves. That said, he's top 2, top 3, in my opinion. Don't give me Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the man with the jump hook. I mean, all due respect to him, he can't be better than Michael Jordan. I don't care how many points he put up. I don't care what era he played. It's not going to happen, right? To me, Michael Jordan as a spectacle, not to mention the individual player, will never be matched. Kobe was the closest to that. LeBron James in his own right will probably never be matched. There will never be another LeBron James in this league. However, LeBron disqualified himself once he started the super team movements. I don't want to hear that Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen were the first ones with Paul Pierce to start a super team. No, that was trades. And those guys were kind of past their prime by the time they got together, at least 2 of the 3, right? I think Paul Pierce still had a good 2-3 more years left in his career, to where Ray was a little older and Garnett was a little older. So those guys were towards the end of their careers. And they only won 1 title. So it's not like they won like 4 or 5 titles. They only won 1. They were not a super team. They were an all-star team practically, but a super team, no. A super team is the equivalent of having Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade both in their primes, helping you win titles. And also having a past the prime Ray Allen just to be the sniper. You know, having Kevin Love before the back injuries, having Kyrie Irving, you know, despite him being kind of a head case. Let's be honest, man. Like, the only title I kind of respect, and I actually can't even say I respect it, because he got Draymond Green ejected in a lot of ways. And he had to miss a game. I just think that at the end of the day, when you look back at LeBron James's career, that 2020 title is not going to be looked at and very fondly. It really isn't. The Laker title that they won in 2020, nobody remembers that. Nobody remembers that title and thinks that that's a memorable title run. They wouldn't beat the Heat that had Jimmy Butler and Bam. But, you know, that team was kind of highly compromised due to injuries. And let's be honest, man, like I said, I just don't think that title run is going to be remembered the way that maybe the other title runs were remembered. I don't think he wins another title again. I think he's stuck in LA. The Lakers are not going to trade him. They're not going to, let me make this clear. The Lakers are not going to trade LeBron James. LeBron's just going to have to deal with what they have in front of them. Now, they might be able to ship Russell Westbrook or kind of give him a buyout to get him out of there. They might be able to do that. But I don't think they're going to be able to make any moves to really go and get a big star to fleece. You're not going to get Damian Lillard, who makes $262 million to play on the Lakers when the Portland Trailblazers practically don't want to go and give a rival to one of their best players. I do get that Anthony Simons is on the come up. However, I highly doubt that the Blazers are going to look to deal Damian Lillard to a Western Conference team. If Damian Lillard is going anywhere, he's going out east. Trust me. Trust and believe. Let me make that perfectly clear. If Damian Lillard is going anywhere, he's going out east. No questions about it. He's going out east, and he's going to go to a team that has a lot of assets. I'm talking like a lot of assets that's a young team that probably isn't going anywhere, that's probably going to have young assets, much like an Orlando, much like a Washington maybe, Charlotte. Those teams that are like always on the bottom tier, those teams have players that they could go and offer. Like Charlotte has Terry Rozier. He could play alongside Anthony Simons easy because he plays with everyone. All right. You got Miles Bridges, who's on a contract here. Maybe they could deal him for, along with Terry Rozier, maybe somebody else to throw in Portland to get Damian Lillard. So the Lakers have nothing to offer the Blazers of any sort. They have a bunch of aging players and one maybe younger two players. They have nothing to offer. Now, that said, does LeBron James force his way out of LA? He could try. I don't see that happening. So what happens to LeBron? I guess summary though, when it comes to his legacy, I can't look at his legacy the way I look at a lot of the superstars and a lot of guys that came before him that won multiple titles, that were the man in the league at one point. I just can't. And that's no shit, 'cause I actually like the cat's game. I do like LeBron basketball IQ. I do like that he plays. The fact that he went out and said he wanted to play with Steph Curry one day, and Steph laughed at it and said, "I'm good." You know what the problem is? LeBron's making himself look like a fool. He can never just sit there and just be like, "Yo, I'm good. I won titles. I'm gonna go out on my shield." Instead, he wants to go and jump to another team. He looks at basketball as a business. Yes, it's a business, but I'm saying he looks at basketball as a shrewd business. He does not look at it as a legacy. I don't think LeBron even cares about his legacy. I think LeBron cares about money. I think LeBron cares about brand. I think LeBron cares about how good he looks and how he has an I believe Boobie Gibson has said that LeBron has an inferiority complex. So when you think about that, inferiority, I sound nuts, excuse me. He doesn't like to be inferior. That's what I'm basically saying. He thinks that playing with teammates like he's playing with right now is inferior. And yes, the record might indicate that. LeBron individually put up great numbers. That's great. But LeBron also missed games. LeBron also didn't play well in games that they could have won. So, as for Anthony Davis and Westbrook, Davis is made of glass. I'm glad the Celtics didn't make that deal when they were thinking about trading Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum for Davis. That would have been a bad deal. This guy can't stay healthy, man. And he's a LeBron fanboy, which is ridiculous because he signed to LeBron's agency. So it is what it is, man. You know, at the end of the day, the Lakers aren't going anywhere. I don't know what move they're going to have in the offseason. They're going to demand excellence, and they're going to have to trade that whole team. And in order for them to actually probably get anything back, you might have to trade LeBron or trade Davis. One of those two. I'll tell you what, with Portland's history with big men not being injured, I would not even dare trade Damian Lillard to the Lakers for Anthony Davis. I wouldn't even dare. If you know this guy can't stay healthy more than 20 games, I don't even dare do that move if I'm Portland. Leave that alone. They have a history of bad big men. Greg Oden, Bill Walton, Sam Bowie. Leave that alone. I know Davis is much more talented than those guys, but he also has brittle bones. Leave that alone. Gold Squad TV, off my LeBron rant. Excuse me. It's been a while. Deal with the rustiness. I'm going to be a little rusty with the words. I'll be back more with some different videos in a little while. Salute.